Ansible server is controlling your server or not. Okay, you can never know, because there won't be any trace of Ansible coming into server, and okay, you can't see these steps in this. You don't even find in the official documentation also these steps. No one will tell you. Guys, understood, right? And the only dependency Ansible needs is Python. Okay, on both the location where we have the Ansible server and also the remote clients also. Okay, though we are not going to install any Ansible client software, we need Python programming language to be installed on all of our remote servers. Okay, general Python program, there is no special Python. Okay, there is no Ansible related Python. The normal Python programming language which we install, right, anywhere, that Python should be installed on your remote servers and also on your Ansible server component. Why? Because Ansible is written in Python programming language. That's the first reason. And the second reason is, whatever the Ansible code you write, it will be converted to Python code. So if you want to execute a Python script, you need Python programming script, you need Python programming language installed. So that is why the only dependency you have with this one is this one. Okay. Yes. Python comes with the base operating system of only EL family of servers. Okay. Not any other. If you install Ubuntu, Python will not come. Remember that. Only for Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, and Fedora, Python will come by default with the operating system. Okay, and whenever the OS will upgrade, Python also gets upgraded along with that. But when you have Ubuntu operating system, SUSE, they don't have Python as a base. Okay, you need to remember that. So where to get and install Ansible? Ansible is very easy to install. You can install either from the OS packages or available from the PyPy or from the GitHub. Okay, PyPy means it's kind of a, what you call, a common location where a lot of Python programs will be available. Okay, or else you can download it from your official OS packages, means your repository like apt repository, yum repository, like that. Okay, so there are multiple locations you can install. Let us see how to install. Okay, and let us set up the Ansible. I didn't understand. Obviously it will fail, because if there is no Python, Ansible will not even run. Ansible execution, it will right away fail. So there is a check Ansible does, okay, before running the script itself, Ansible will go to the remote server login, and it will check whether that server is in a position to accept or execute the Ansible playbook. Okay, so there are some standard checks Ansible does. So during the checks itself, Ansible that will fail, and it will come back and tell that that server is not capable, or it will directly give you the specific reason that Python is not installed the remote server. It will give you simple, easy to understand error message that, okay, on the remote server you are trying to execute me, there is no Python there, so I can't do anything. It will tell you that. You need to have Python installed in that server and come back, then only it will work. So Ansible, as I told you, it's a 10 MB piece of software. You don't need huge, huge compute requirements. It's very simple. So you can use the T2.micro, which is your free tier eligible. So the one vCPU and one memory is more than enough for Ansible. Okay, so let us use the same. And great. Two servers. One is for the client, one is the server. So you can also call your Ansible server as a control server also. Means Ansible server or Ansible control server. And this can be any normal server within your organization. As I told you, you never need to do anything on your remote servers, okay? The only thing is you need to install Python. But most of the versions we use in our enterprises, Python comes in by default. So that is why, as I told you, there will be not much to do if you want to bring Ansible up and running in your organization, because you just need to install Ansible's small piece of software. That's it, okay? So let me log into the server. So let us go to OPT. Let us install Ansible. To download Ansible, Red Hat maintains a specific site for it, which is called releases.ansible.com. So here you can go and download the Ansible directly. Okay. So this is the open source version. So there is also paid source version. The only difference is you get support for that, and here you don't get support. Okay. So if you go to ansible.com, so there also you can download this 10 MB. There you cannot download because Ansible doesn't will not give you a free version of its enterprise product. Okay, but it's also completely based on the product we are going to use. Okay, so when you go to the Ansible, here you see that there are two things. Okay, the Ansible Tower and also the Ansible Edition. So let me show you. Okay, so yeah, so the Ansible Tower here, as I told you, it's again a UI component which will be again used for what you say to install on top of your existing Ansible to get all the UI features, but it doesn't have any additional feature advantage, but it's only that you have additional UI components you can see. Okay, so Other than that, it's the same. Okay, if you come and whenever you see the red symbol, right, it means that it's a paid product. Okay, and whenever you see a black symbol, it means that it's a open source version of Ansible. So let me go back to Ansible. uh, okay, first let us download the Ansible. Let us go to the RPM. So nightly preview and release means it is alpha versions, beta version, and the release version. Release means which is a stable version. The alpha and beta are mostly the what you say, which are still in development features. Okay, they will be rough. Okay, you should never use them. So you should always use the release version of Ansible. Right now the Ansible version is on 2.7. Okay, go to the Apple version 7.